Hello food fans, going to have a banquet today. Going to have a banquet frozen dinner, that is. This is like 7.5 ounces. And I'm going to add a salad to it, just build my own salad and get a little bit of extra nourishment there. And this will be a cheap meal. This is a good lunch for a low price, and we will get some nutrition added into it. And this comes with a built-in dessert. It has a brownie in it that cooks up with it. So that's not a secret dessert, but we're going to have a secret dessert anyway. So let's get started. Blackberry. Here's a tall tree with birds in it, but it also has vegetation. Beginning, this is a pear tree. Friendly ant there. It looks good enough to eat, and we're going to stir up our salad. I'm adding a salad to this. This is cabbage and carrots and tomatoes and relish and ketchup and mayonnaise all mixed together there. And I add that for the nutritional value. The meal itself has some pretty good components. It was well thought of. Instead of having the mashed potatoes and no gravy that a lot of selections in the frozen food dinners seems to think is a proper way to fix a meal, I disagree. They put macaroni and cheese in this meal, all for $1.68, and brownie and chicken nuggets. Let me get a bite of the salad. Quite good. Secret dessert is about 30 cents. So all things considered, for $3 or $4, you get a pretty tasty meal, and you get the nutrition that is in the salad, plus there's nutrition in the chicken. We are advised that there is a tornado alert in effect for the next few hours here in Middle Tennessee, which seems to be a more or less regular weather event these days. We get lots of severe storms. Good. I'll remind you, anything from the microwave oven is hot. Root beer has gone up in price at Walmart, but not too bad. If you buy 6 bottles of the 2-liter root beer, I think it comes out to $7.32, something like that. I'm going to try some macaroni and cheese. Spots is doing well. Spots is doing well. The garden items are showing promise, but it's way too early to tell what will actually last until it's full grown. I have peaches and pears, blackberries, cherries, macaroni and cheese, quite good. Let me try one chicken nugget. I like the chicken nuggets. That salad, salad has lots of flavors. Has tomatoes, or pieces of a tomato, cabbage, carrots, relish, mayonnaise, ketchup. I think my neighbor's getting a roof put on today. Good food. More macaroni and cheese. Hope all is going well for you. My peaches and pears are growing in my yard. Appear to be very healthy at this moment. Another chicken nugget. Remember, only $1.68 for the small meals that the Banquet prepares. Most Hungry Man meals are about $4 for 16 ounces. Here I'm getting about half that size in the dinner itself. And I'm definitely not paying as much per ounce. Years ago, when I used to work at the studios as a movie extra, I found myself liking some studios more than others. Paramount was more or less my home when I was on Dear John, so I liked Paramount best of all. Something most people don't know: if you go to the back of Paramount's lot, you will see what is left of RKO, that's Radio Keith Orpheum, but RKO Studios, which used to be where Paramount is now. And if you go over the wall, which nobody would dare do, but there's a wall around Paramount Studios, and if someone were to climb over the wall and go north, they would be in a graveyard. There's a graveyard where a lot of movie stars are buried just to the north of Paramount. And I think that's where I saw the grave of Mel Blanc, B-L-A-N-C. You can probably look it up and find out more about Mel Blanc. He worked many, many movies, and he was the man of 1,000 voices. In his tombstone, he was known for having done the voices of the cartoon characters such as, I don't want to start naming all the cartoon characters because maybe he did a few voices here and a few voices there, but he had a lot of voices. Bugs Bunny, I think, and others. And anyway, on his gravestone it says T-H-T-H-T, that's all, folks, since he used to say that in some of the cartoons. I don't know if he actually worked at Paramount, but from where he's buried, I would guess he probably did. Some of the golden era people I worked with in movies would include John Huston, who directed a lot of classic motion pictures, and also John Huston acted in many, many movies. If you ever watch Treasure of the Sierra Madre, I think John Huston wrote that, I'm not sure, but he directed it. That's a good meal. I want to say thank you to Roland or Gwen, thank you for the nice package. It was very nice of you to send something to my P.O. box. I hope you're enjoying the spring of the year. I like the fact that I don't need air conditioning and I don't need heat. It might last for 2 or 3 weeks. More chicken nuggets. The chicken nuggets are quite tasty and they come with good side dishes. Time for root beer. In addition to Paramount, I liked working at Universal. Some of the shows I worked at Universal, I worked Quincy many times. I worked Murder, She Wrote there. I wrote Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. Fox Studios was not my favorite place, but I did work some good shows there. They had a need for a lot more parking spaces closer to the studio. It was not uncommon to park on Motor Avenue more than a mile from Fox Studios when I was booked there. Now, it's time for the secret dessert to join the not so secret dessert. The meal comes with a brownie. Put that up there. And I'm going to add some pudding to the brownie. I would guess this entire meal comes to less than $4, but I'm just guessing. Now, have some brownie. I'll put the pudding on the brownie first. How did I get to be so lucky? There it goes. pudding. And some of the brownie. And thank you for coming over, stopping by, and sharing the day with me. Thank you for listening to my stories. And thank you for watching.